Looking back, I'm actually one of the lucky ones because it's no wonder that one of us dies every 20 seconds from disease tied to our weight. And that day, I was especially lucky my husband managed to get me to the hospital in record time. Hours later, I woke up like it was any other day, tired, achy, and hungry. The only difference was I was in a hospital bed attached to a heart monitor with tubes running in and out of me. Even worse, that big old bum of mine couldn't even break my fall because, as I'd find out later, I had 2 bruised vertebrae in my lower back. Then, with my eyes barely open, I could see my husband and the doctor talking by my feet, still thinking I was asleep. And really, because we had been so distant with each other lately, it was no surprise that my husband didn't notice that I had woken up.
You're lucky she's here,
said the doctor. I listened to the new list of medications I was getting along with a medically prescribed weight loss plan, consisting of the same old low carb, low fun, lots of exercise rules and regulations. Yay for me.
But sir, I'm going to be extremely blunt with you here,
whispered the doctor.
For your family's sake, please get your wife's affairs in order because she's literally only a couple of pounds or months away from, well, I don't have to tell you.
The beeps on the heart monitor began to increase.
The truth is, her growing resistance to insulin has damaged her ability to manage blood sugar levels. The stress of all this combined with the excess weight is now forcing her body to pump out ridiculous amounts of estrogen and cortisol. So at this point, I don't know what we need to worry about more. Cancer, diabetes, or a heart attack.
My heart monitor began to race. Finally, my husband looked over and realized I was awake. To my shock, I realized that tears were streaming down his face. For the first time ever in my life, I saw my husband cry. He had watched me struggle with my weight for years, but it was the threat of losing me while becoming a single, widowing father that pushed him over the edge. Then, wiping away the tears with one hand while clutching mine with the other, he revealed a look of calm determination on his face. As his grip grew tighter, he looked into my eyes and whispered in my ear,
This all ends today. You will be there to watch me walk our daughter down the aisle one day, and you're going to look just as gorgeous as the day I met you.
The heart monitor slowed.
You and I both know that this extra weight, the hypertension, all this is not your fault, and I think we both know how I'm going to get my wife back.
That was the moment everything changed. You see, it was only 3 weeks before landing my broken butt in the hospital that I read a press release issued by the World Health Organization, naming Japan as the healthiest country on the planet. It turns out Japan has ranked top 5 for the last 50 years. That alone got my attention, but what really took my breath away were the statistics that backed up these claims from the world's most respected health authority. Get this, Japanese women live to an astonishing average age of 87 years old, a record number that has continued to climb since the 1960s. That's over 10 years longer than we get to live here. 10 years! Can you imagine getting an extra decade on this planet with your loved ones? Not only this, but the Japanese were also named the most disease-resistant and happiest country as well. These women had uncommonly low rates of dementia, depression, heart attacks, and strokes. So not only were they living longer, but for the last half century, their quality of life was dominating ours as well. As I'd later find out, the Japanese had made one simple alteration to their eating habits 62 years ago. And it was this subtle yet profound adjustment that supercharged their immune systems with the unique hormonal synergy needed to produce warrior antibodies that actually fought tooth and nail against disease and obesity. Here, most of us are so sick already without even knowing it, that our bodies willingly invite disease to set up shop, suffocating, dismantling, and killing the ability to fight at all. Finally, I had to raise an eyebrow when I read this next part. The study revealed that Japanese women on average are 42 pounds lighter than American women. That's right. While our obesity rate dominated 75% of our population last year, Japan's obesity rate remained almost non-existent.